in the Ninja A-League as we head into round 21 and this must-win East vs West showdown at Sam Kerr Football Centre. It's an iconic ground and it is the ultimate arena to showcase two of the most historically dominant clubs that somehow find themselves struggling for a place in the top six. It's Perth Glory with the home crowd advantage. They're in 10th place after what was a horror start to the season. They have surged late with back-to-back wins and they stand just 3 points outside the top six. Meanwhile, Canberra United, the visitors, are sitting in 7th. They've been unable to find the net recently and they are winless in 6 games, desperate to turn their fate around tonight. Both teams need a victory to keep finals hopes alive, and only one can take that crucial step forward as they step out onto the turf at Sam Kerr Football Centre. Now, with finals hopes hanging by a thread, both teams here, they're about to battle it out in a game that could make or break their seasons. Perth with a late charge at finals and Canberra clinging on to hope. Two superstars of the game get ready to come on out onto the pitch. It's Michelle Heyman, who was named in the Matildas squad, one of 5 current A-League players to be named to face Korea Republic in March in the international window. And here come the rest of the teams too. As they come out, let's take a look at how the home side is going to line up. Canberra coming off a 1-0 loss and Perth coming off a 1-0 win against Sydney Wanderers, Western Sydney Wanderers. Stephen Peters names an unchanged team list for the first time this season, no changes. However, they're still nursing a bunch of injuries. Ella Abdul-Masih is still not returned and Gabby Hollar and Caitlin Douglas, 2 of their star strikers, still injured. So Kelly Brown is going to have to be the striker that steps up. She's become a bit of a hero in the purple, the leading scorer for Glory this season. She scored a brace against Western United a few weeks back that led to the unexpected win. And she's been a superstar with 5 on the board this season. Now Canberra, as I mentioned, they come off a 1-0 loss to Sydney FC and they are winless in 6 games. They are missing a big star on their team list. New Zealand international defender Liz Anton is departing the club. She announced this week that she'll be joining Norwegian team Kolbotn. And she's headed straight over to Norway to join the team there. So she is out of the defensive line. And as you can see on the team list, there's been a reshuffle. Sophia Christopherson's going to come back into the starting lineup. She'll play in defence. Meanwhile, Beth Gordon gets the start, moving Maya Markovsky to the bench. Mary Standish-Floody playing in her 50th match in the A-League today. The 19-year-old joined Canberra at the start of last season, came over from Sydney FC, and hasn't she flourished in the green? Started 14 games this season, but it is the 3 goals that she has become known for really caught our attention. All of them long-range bombs. She only scores bangers, Mary Standish-Floody. Now, Stephen Peters, the coach of Perth Glory, hasn't won against Canberra this year, looking to arrest their momentum and win tonight. One of the ways they're going to do it is to try and keep Michelle Heyman contained. Of course, the defence is going to have to stand tall against the Matildas striker that is Heyman. Now, referee this afternoon is Molly Godsell. She's assisted by Paula Orlandi and Claire Green, and our 4th official is Niall Gilmore. There's Molly Godsell setting up on what is a very warm evening in Perth, by the way, 34 degrees thereabouts at kickoff. We'll be having a drinks break per half. And there's a look at the visiting coach, Antoni Jagarinets from Canberra. The dream is still alive for him to make finals in his first season as an A-League's head coaching position. He's had incredible success in women's football in Canberra, including 8 grand final wins in clubland, but he really wants to make it in the A-League's land. And this win tonight is going to be crucial to get there. So Perth Glory head out onto the park in their pride gear. They host Pride Round, which ends after this weekend. A beautiful way to celebrate football and the inclusion and diversity that it represents. It'll be the superstar Michelle Heyman to kick us off. Looking for the goals they have been missing in Canberra. And Perth, can they keep their finals charge alive in front of the home faithful? Buckle up, because this is going to be a thriller. We are underway in the Sam Kerr Football Centre in Perth, and Perth Glory take on Canberra United in what is a must-win match for both teams. Canberra have been in games creating chances and not able to score them. Meanwhile, Perth have somehow found their rhythm late in this season, and they're finding their rhythm here early in this match. Megan Wynn, the Welsh international, on the ball there, and Mary Stanage-Floody in her 50th game gets the first touches for Canberra. So the importance of this match cannot be overstated. Both teams need a win to keep their finals hopes alive. Perth need to keep scoring and keep winning. And Canberra need to fill the gap left by Liz Anton, the football fern defender that announced this week she'll be headed over to Norway to play. You can see the reshuffle occurring. Emma Rober's in the back line, or shifted to a defensive midfield position. Play had gone to the turf early. And a free kick awarded as Beth Gordon hits the ground. A late charge from Dalton seems to have pulled her down. And the first touches for Casey Dumont, who's kept 2 clean sheets in the past 3 weeks. Really a big part of the success Perth have found late in the season.
There it is.
McKenna, another part of that success. With Christopherson on her back, gets rid of it to Dumont. They go down the right sideline. Somehow that ball's stayed in. Beth Gordon's going to have to deal with it for Canberra. Sally James, the Canberra keeper, no stranger to this part of the world. She was the former Glory keeper. And that's given away to Tatham for Perth. They go out wide through Megan Wynn. Nice piece of possession inside from Donahue, back out. Brown sizes up Gordon, goes around, takes a long-range shot. And that's straight to the gloves of James. So Sally James saves 71% of shots. She's really found her form in Canberra after stints at Melbourne City and Perth Glory. Heyman charging this one down. Calls from the sideline say there was a foul, nothing given by the referee.
That was a non-obstruction.
That's not enough. She's running that, James.
Well, no call from obstruction for Tony Jagerinitz, as though he would have liked it. Kelly Brown steps inside, dispossessed. Stanage-Floody now finds a teammate on the wing. Tatham. Nice ball forward onto the left for Wynn. Wynn's got to get around Bertolicio. McKenna comes up to help out. Reinforcements, Tatham. Chinamar. Donahue, who's gone back into the midfield, and there's a player taken down. Free kick will be given in a dangerous position for Canberra. Just got a little too heavy on the defence, did Bertolicio. And Sarah O'Donoghue, who a couple of weeks ago scored a goal from exactly this position. He's lining up alongside her captain, Dalton. Dalton's got the hand up. She'll take it right boot, curling ball to the back post. It's headed away by Robers. That earns Perth the first corner of the match. So great pressure from the women in purple. Early in this match, the home crowd getting involved too. Georgia Cassidy, the young Matilda, returned from her quad injury last week. She's really come into her own, Georgia Cassidy, this season. Great to have her back for the Perth Glory fans. Short ball headed away by Heyman. Straight back to Cassidy. This will be a throw in deep. Tatham being harangued by Heyman. Nice little 1-2 with Cassidy. Kelly Brown's being held. Nothing in it, says the referee. Nice piece of attacking play. Kelly Brown, the leading scorer for Glory. 5 goals on the season. A lethal right foot. Returned from an illness that kept her out of the match against the Mariners a couple of weeks ago. She actually had a heart issue that they were very concerned by. Had scans and the tissue surrounding the heart was checked. Everything cleared and she is raring to go, we're told, for this match, which is great news. Zog tips that one over the sideline. Swiss-born Nigerian international Zog. Been a key part of the back line and actually was their player of the match, Perth Glory, last week.
Take it a bit higher. Take it more aggressive. More aggressive.
Here's Taylor Young. Heyman, told to be more aggressive.
Well done. Robe, step on a little. Robe, take the space.
Zog gets a toe to it, prevents the corner. There'll be a throw in deep this time for Canberra. Or did it go over the byline? Looks like Canberra earned their first corner. Zog tried to prevent it, but Emma Robins is going to line up and step up here. Goes on the turf from Mary Stanish-Flatty, who can score from long range. We know that's her favourite way to get goals. It's the only way she gets goals. Ball goes back into the blender and it's on top of the net. Well, this was well kept in by Aideen Keane and just tipped over onto the top of the net. Couldn't get the swing on it she would have liked. Zog goes out wide. McKenna. McKenna goes back to the keeper under pressure from Heyman. They've got to get rid of it now, Perth. Zog, clever little shift around to McKenna. McKenna can use her pace here. Steps inside, goes in front of Aideen Keane and preventing the tackle back. Here's Megan Wynn, Welsh international, finds Kelly Brown. Why wouldn't you? Outside the box. She's going to have to beat a couple of defenders to go inside. Footwork by Sarah O'Donoghue, wasted. Both teams think they have the throw in. So Megan Wynn, the 32-year-old Welsh international midfielder, a championship player and a Women's Super League player. Another star that was added to the list. back heel was good from O'Donoghue. It's left behind though as Tatham lost her footing, holding her right knee, and this doesn't look good. Natalie Tatham went straight to the turf, clutching that right knee. And I believe she has been dealing with some swelling and inflammation. Non-contact as well. Not very much in it. So Natalie Tatham, the midfielder, is receiving some physio attention. She's a talented player, one of those unheralded heroes in the midfield, a distributor, an absolute ball winner, and in fact a very talented futsal player who's invited to attend the National Futsal Selection Camp in December. Narrowly missed selection for the AFC Women's Futsal Cup. And you hate to see this. There's a series of knee tests that physios tend to undergo on the field, but we'll take a look at how this occurred. There was maybe a little bit of contact with Darcy Malone, but really, I don't think it was the contact that created any kind of injury here. More the body momentum as she fell to the turf had already kind of got caught underneath her. Well, the team will take an impromptu drinks break, which is well appreciated in the heat this evening. And they'll have a little chat about what they might like to change, but it is so early in this match for a player like Tatham to go down. It would be a huge loss for Perth Glory. She receives a round of applause. Natalie Tatham heads to the sideline. Still unsure of what the issue is. Right knee was being checked out. She's going to try and take a few steps and hops along the sideline. They'll figure out if she can go back on, and play continues here for Canberra United. Sally James, the former Glory keeper, to restart things. Chinnamark, good defence against Heyman. Both teams think they get a throw in. And Natalie Tatham's still trying to work out that knee. Couldn't put much pressure on it on the hop test, which is never a good sign. And here comes a ball into the arena of Casey Dumont, who collects it with ease. Dumont, the cross-code athlete, 2 seasons as an AFLW player for Hawthorn. Sends a ball through the middle. O'Donoghue, who just gets better each week. Protects, gets it back to go forwards. Nice ball for Grace Johnson to run onto and tip over the top. This is a nice crossing ball. Found the head of a green shirt. O'Donoghue's there, and so is Wynn. O'Donoghue couldn't get it through. And now there's a player in a green shirt on the turf. Oh no. So Tatham is being substituted as Berta Licio is clutching at her left ankle. Wainwright's coming on for Tatham. That will do Tatham for the day, and she looks in a whole world of pain on the sideline, Tatham. She was unable to hop on it. Tried a few zigzags, had no power in the knee, and we will keep you updated just as soon as we hear anything about that. But for now, Wainwright, Charlie Wainwright, is going to come on after what was an outstanding NPLWA campaign with Perth SC. We say goodbye to Natalie Tatham. And we're still checking out Bertolicio. So early in this match for a couple of big injury situations. Here's a look at how that unfolded. Almost a goal for Perth Glory in the chaos. O'Donoghue couldn't get through. Sally James did a power of work in front of the sticks. And it was Bertolicio who stayed down after that chaos. Anyway, here comes Kelly Brown with the second corner. For Perth Glory, it falls kindly. Heyman couldn't deal with it. O'Donoghue tips it over, and it goes over the goal line. Taylor Young headed forward through Mary Standish-Floody, and this has put Michelle Heyman on her own and in space. And Michelle Heyman finds the net after all the chaos. It's the green machine that strike first. Canberra go 1-0 up. Well, Perth Glory are left scratching their heads at how this all unfolded. In the blink of an eye, Mary Standish-Flooddy's head gave the perfect assist to Michelle Heyman, the Matilda's superstar. And that's as clean as they come in terms of finishes. Michelle Heyman not even celebrating, just an everyday out on the park for her. There aren't too many Canberra fans in the crowd. It sounds pretty deathly quiet there at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. Nevertheless, a goal is a goal, and the score reads 1-0 to Canberra United early in this match. So Perth left flat-footed after the departure of their star midfielder, Natalie Tatham. Canberra capitalise on the opportunity. Now Perth have a little hill to climb, not a mountain yet. Oh, Izzy Dalton having a few words with 18 Keane. Body language told a story. Nevertheless, Dalton and Brown set up for the free kick. They are near the sideline, a little way out of the box. So whether this is within range, doubtful. Perfect range to set up across to a head, and the header goes high, and it's tipped over. Sally James is going to get the goal kick. Short one on the ground. Into a dangerous zone, in fact. Robers has to go backwards. Taylor Young up the sideline. Christopherson can't get around Zog.
Sally, quality sound!
Malone told to go hard. Here's Keane, 18 Keane, nice step inside, nearly beat the defender. Decided to go backwards instead. Robers. Ball out wide, Taylor Young has to use the body, wins the battle. Robers, long-ranging ball. 18 Keane still there. She's been in the perfect position, and this might be the perfect run. 18 Keane taken to ground inside the penalty area, and this looks like it's going to be a penalty kick. McKenna ankle tapped her, and by looks of this replay, oh wow, certainly a shoulder. Well, referee says far too much contact involved in that one. And it's going to be Mary Stanich-Floody in her 50th game to step up to the spot.
Ball into there, class. Hayley, top shot, well done.
So Stanich-Floody faces off against Casey Dumont, one of the best keepers in this league. The 19-year-old in her 50th game in the A-League. Nets it. Mary Stanich-Floody in her 50th A-League game gets the second for Canberra, and they are stunning this Perth crowd. Well, just like that, things can change really quickly and football games come at you fast. McKenna with too much in the aggression of that challenge. Stanich-Floody given an opportunity to net one in her 50th game and does so with aplomb. This game is not going to script, and certainly not going the way the crowd would have hoped. 2-0 to Canberra against Perth at the Sam Kerr Football Centre, which has been a fortress for the Perth Glory. It's the purple machine that has sent them winning back-to-back. Canberra, who haven't won in 6 games, 2-0 up early. McKenna. Dalton, the captain, tried to go through the legs of Bertolicio. Didn't work out. O'Donoghue taken down now. So getting increasingly chippy with the Perth crowd being very vocal. Certainly a foul there on Bertolicio, on O'Donoghue, sorry, from Bertolicio. But Dalton, the captain, gonna kick this in. Curling ball, it's gone headed away by Michelle Heyman. Still up in the danger zone though. Kelly Brown's going to have to recollect this all the way back. Cassidy. Well-timed pass, showing her class. Dalton. O'Donoghue.
Just there, thank you. Right there, no further.
Players going down all over the place. Canberra end up with it at their feet. Christopherson on the turf. Well, there you go. Antoni Jagerinets thinks he's going to have a chat with the referee after this. But meanwhile, we're going to cool down everyone with a drinks break. It is very warm, over 30 degrees here at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. And you can tell the temperature is not the only thing that's hot. There are a few hot heads around. Probably a good time for a drinks break as Stephen Peters gives instructions to his Perth Glory side. Perth have had back-to-back home wins, and this is usually the fortress for them. Teams come into the Sam Kerr Football Centre knowing they are up against it in terms of crowds, and somehow Canberra have found themselves 2 goals up early. Heyman kicking the first goal, and then Stoppage Floody in her 50th match putting away a penalty. Certainly not the script that the Perth home fans expected. But it makes for an interesting one if Perth can rally. They've still got plenty of time. So there's Stoppage Floody, one of the goal scorers, known for usually scoring long-range bombs, but this time she was given the shot from the penalty spot and put it away with ease. So we restart things with Bertolicio curling a ball deep. They'll have to chase it down. Nadine Keane finds it at her feet, sends it back inside the penalty area. Kicked away. Keane and Brown get intertangled, two strikers from either side, somehow finding themselves defending. Taylor Young. And Heyman taken to the turf as that one goes off into orbit almost and off the sideline. These two teams have played twice already this season. The history between them being a 1-1 draw in November and a 1-0 win for Canberra most recently in February. So Canberra, they won the February match and Liz Anton was the difference maker, scored the goal, 1-0 win. Perth love to get one back, but at this stage it's Canberra in the driver's seat. Perth go up the right sideline, find Kelly Brown. She's dispossessed. Heyman. Kicked on for Rovers. Megan Wynn steals it away in a dangerous spot for Canberra. Brown tried to beat Taylor Young, couldn't. Stoppage Floody sends it all the way back to Rovers and James. Now Bertolicio, interrupted by Georgia Cassidy. Well, Bertolicio wanted to take that further up the pitch than anyone would have liked, and Wynn was right in the way. Fortunate to not be given a card of any kind there, but play goes on. Cassidy, returning from quad injury last week and has been crucial in the midfield for Perth. Grace Johnson takes a run. She's got pace on her, the youngster. Johnson, the young Matilda's midfielder and defender for the throw-in. A few players thought that hit the hand of Darcy Malone. Molly Godsell kept the whistle in her pocket though. Taylor Young will throw this one in. Rovers has to deal with it, skies it into the park. Johnson. Kelly Brown finds it at her feet. And 18 King with a crucial touch up the sideline. Finds Michelle Heyman, who's taken to the turf. Nothing in it, says the referee. Play continues for Perth Glory. Chinema.
Zachy, what drink you guys want?
Ball inside. There's been 18 final third entries for Perth, 15 for Canberra. And it is Canberra that have been able to deal with them. The 2 goals. Dalton, clever chest down. Finds Megan Wynn, the Welsh international. Sarah O'Donoghue's going to tee this up. Oh, she's dispossessed just in time. That was a clutch tackle by Sophia Christopherson. You could see O'Donoghue's eyes light up. She was readying to shoot. Didn't have the chance to, as Christopherson arrived just in time. And that is the kind of defence Canberra's going to need in the absence of Liz Anton. Ball forward, Christopherson at the other end. She can defend, she can attack. She's going to try it here. Taken to the turf. Was she fouled? Nothing in it, says the referee. Play continues. Perth going to have to deal with this. All the way back to the keeper. They use McKenna to go forwards. Cassidy, McKenna now. Well dispossessed by the onslaught of green shirts. Called into action by Antonia Jagarinets on the sideline. Bertolicio, clever tip over the top. Finds a purple shirt though. Taylor Young. She'll get the throw in now. Used to play it forward, Taylor Young, and has become the attacking fullback. A fan favourite in Canberra, and certainly one of the key players alongside Liz Anton that will need to step up now that Liz Anton is gone. Rovers. McKenna.
Yeah, we're good. Drop, Darby. No, go again.
Antonia Jagarinets is calling his defence to be very aggressive and step straight up to the Perth players. It appears to be working, being dispossessed in the midfield. A real battle to get through for players like Sarah O'Donoghue. This earns them back possession. Two players in a tangle. Cassidy seemed to have pulled the shirt of Beth Gordon, but play continues. Dalton's going to spread it out wide to the right side now. Grace Johnson can take a run. Brown's got a turn on the ball. Met the defence, though. And Zog is going to away with it. It's Madison Asen, in fact, the American defender. Yellow card shown for that tackle Georgia Cassidy made on Madison Asen. Well, she was certainly out in space and going at pace. Bit of a sloppy one from Cassidy. So Rovers to restart things. Chinema gets behind, Heyman gets in front, in fact. And that one's too good to be true. Offside called. Heyman really didn't think so. An awkward bounce for Chinema. Heyman was so ready to pounce. She's already got one. 6 goals on the season, 7 now. O'Donoghue with that footwork. It's so beautiful to watch. Great turn on the ball, goes backwards. Learning to distribute nicely as well. Cassidy. Dalton Harangued by 2 players, still has possession for Perth. Chinamar. Wynn going to take a run herself. Chip over the top, looking for Grace Johnson, who can run fast, but not that fast. The young Matilda, who returned from an ankle injury this year. There's a look at Stephen Peters, who is starkly quiet compared to the bench of Canberra United, where Antoni Jagarenets, one of the more vocal coaches in this league, is constantly shouting instructions to the women in green. Ball into the middle, is headed backwards and lands nicely for Perth. Wynn has Rovers on her back. Got to go backwards to go forwards. Wynn and Rovers battling it out. Chinamar goes back to Zog. Perth might look to reset a little bit here and hold possession to build things up from the back as Chinamar takes a run. Last turn by McKenna. McKenna couldn't get around Christopherson. Christopherson, who has stood tall so far in taking Liz Anton's position at the back as a starter. Playing really well. Made her 50th appearance last weekend in green when she took the field in the 56th minute. Christopherson, previously a pacey young forward, 20 years old, turned to defence and has turned her hand pretty well. Here's O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue can't get through the green wall. Tipped over by Christopherson. This will earn Perth Glory a throw in. McKenna. Short one to O'Donoghue. Grace Johnson has Gordon on her back. Gets around Malone, in fact. And now Perth Glory are going to go at the box. Can't get inside, though. Johnson and Keane. Now Johnson's going to get this throw in, but we will stop play for a moment as there is a Canberra player on the ground. Can't quite make out who it is at this stage. Looks sore, the neck area. Here's a look at it again. It's Gordon. Went to the turf as Dalton was there. Might have hit her head awkwardly as she fell. Bethany Gordon, who joined Canberra this season from the Western Sydney Wanderers and Newcastle Jets. Part of that MacArthur Rams set up in the New South Wales National Premier League, the three-peat. Women's team, Kelly Brown's going to tow along the byline here and somehow keep it in. Dalton can't handle it. Keane can. So can Georgia Cassidy. Chinamar has the vision, goes left. McKenna inside for O'Donoghue. This little 1-2 out didn't work. Bertolicio broke it down. And Heyman almost fell over the top of Georgia Cassidy. Cassidy gets a round of applause for standing tall in the challenge. And that time she's taken to the turf unceremoniously. Few calls for a late hit. Take a look at it again. Oh, just stepped on the ankle, Beth Gordon did. Cassidy got straight up. Canberra have conceded 5 free kicks, Perth 2. Cassidy to kick this one in. Headed away by Robers. 18 Keane. Gonna try and take it out, wins the battle against Zog. And it's hoofed away. Well, in terms of stats across the league over the season, Perth have the worst discipline record. They earned the highest total fouls in the league with 203. Of course, it was a foul that led to the second goal by Canberra. Penalty given. So Perth still trying to get back in this game as Canberra want to attack. Skied by Chinamar, tried to get it out of danger. Heyman, tap on for 18 Keane. Keane to throw this forward, and that's going to just drift out. So there's Natalie Tatham, who, if you've just joined us, went to ground early, probably 10 minutes into this match, and was clutching her right knee immediately. She tested it, she could not run properly on it, she could not hop on it, certainly, and had tears running down her face when she was taken off early in the match. Here's a cross by Kelly Brown, no one in the area. O'Donoghue's going to run onto it, though. There's still a chance here for them to go forward. McKenna can shoot, but Sally James can save. Well, this opened up so nicely for McKenna. But Sally James was right there. Saved 71% of her shots, Sally James, across the season. Canberra local, played in the West last season in the purple. Oh, collision in here. Play was just about to continue, but Molly Godser's going to check out what happened here. It's Chinamar in a heavy collision with Christopherson. So Chinamar and Christopherson. Looks like Chinamar just collected the back of Christopherson. The hard part of the shoulder blade, either in the head or certainly around the region for Chinamar.
200 games and the captain. Please have a chat to her. 200 games and the captain. Stephen, when we kick the ball out, give it back to us as well, mate. Like we did to you.
Canberra United coach.
When your player went down.
And Tony Yagarinets voicing his disapproval with some of the calls. He is not happy.
So now it's a foul, Molly. Christo drop off. It was a foul. She just didn't call it. No, she didn't call it.
Some strong opinions being voiced from the Canberra bench, and Tony Yagarinets there on the sideline. One of the more vocal coaches in the Ninja Women's A-League, and we love to hear from him. Couldn't convince Molly Godsell of the call, but this one's going to go the way of Canberra, and certainly this time it looks more clear-cut. Looks like Darcy Malone on the ground at the moment. Yeah, Darcy Malone there. Taken out by Megan Wynn. 22-year-old, a star of the MacArthur Rams club team, and again a really important piece of this puzzle for Canberra with the absence of Liz Anton. She's been shuffled backwards as well. Jagerinet's telling his team to relax. They are 2 goals up. And there's been a few hot heads in recent moments. Cool head of Sally James clears it. Johnson. Brown inside, stepped over, and Johnson can take this on the run. She steps at it at pace. She's going to shoot at pace. But Sally James and her safe gloves are there. 4 minutes of additional injury time added on as we take a look at the footwork of Grace Johnson coming at goal. Probably needed to shoot just a little earlier, cut down the angle on herself against Sally James. And Sally James, being one of the better keepers in the league, able to close that pretty easily. Bertolicio throws it in. Could almost be headed back in by Antoni Jagerinets, who's having as much impact as almost any other person on this game in terms of vocally. Here's Kelly Brown. Charlie Wainwright, the replacement for Natalie Tatham, who is still on the injury bench after being checked out with the knee. I'm sure she'll have to go and get scans later on. Wainwright. Inside for Brown. Clever chip over the top, but it's straight to the breadbasket of Sally James, who can fall on it. Pressure coming from Wynn. James gets rid of it into the center of the park. O'Donoghue nearly taken down, and Johnson, was it Wainwright, copped an elbow in the back there. Darcy Malone may get away with one there. Perth continue to attack. Ball's going to somehow get through. Heyman's come back to defend. Taylor Young will get rid of it nicely to Mary Stanage-Floody, who can get it in to 18 Keane, and she's going to slow things up, just pump the brakes as reinforcements come back for the purple team. So Wynn can't keep it in. Stephen Peters finally on his feet, still not saying a word, as his counterpart continues to talk a lot. Another foul given, and 2 more players end up in the grass. This time Dalton got tangled up with Gordon. Hard to say who was at fault there, but Canberra's going to get the free kick. It'll be Bertolicio. Injury time expiring, just under a minute left. Gordon. Got to step around Zog. She's on the byline. This will earn a corner. In fact, it may have just gone off of her toe. And it'll be a goal kick instead. Perth can play out from the back. Taylor Young chips inside. Keane can't get a handle on it, but she'll get it back here. 18 Keane. Just seconds left in this half. And they'll do it. Molly Godsell is going to put an end to the chaos. And everyone's going to go and cool down a little bit at halftime. Michelle Heyman puts her head down. She's been focused on one thing, that is goals, and she got what she wanted early in the match. First goal fell to Michelle Heyman, and the second to that woman on screen there in her 50th A-League match, Mary Stanage-Floody, able to slot the penalty. So halftime here at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. It's Perth Glory 0, Canberra United 2. Well, given the run of form that Perth have been in, it's certainly not how we expected the game to go. But this is how it went. Kelly Brown, one of the top scorers in the league, shot that one early, missed. But then after that, all of the chances were the way of the Canberra team. This was a devastating moment. Natalie Tatham, the midfield star, went down with a knee injury. She came off. Charlie Wainwright came on. And then it was Canberra all the way, catching Perth on the back foot. Heyman just had to slot this home. And the beautiful assist by Stanage-Floody with the header onwards. Just supreme. A class finish by the Matildas striker. That was unexpected, but this one was certainly a big mistake by the Perth defence as McKenna shouldered Keane. And Keane earned a penalty kick, which was taken moments later by this woman. A beautiful finish by Mary Stanage-Floody in her 50th A-League match, away from home in the fortress that is the Sam Kerr Football Centre, where it's usually impossible for teams to travel to and score. They were able to get 2 goals up in the first half. Now, most of the possession has been the way of Perth. There's been 4 shots to their 2 Canberra. Canberra, 2 shots, 2 goals, 2 on target. Everything else the way of the women in purple, which is unbelievable. But it's only the scoreline that matters. And at this stage, halftime, it's Canberra United that lead 2-0.
Dishes are better with pizza ovens that give you crispy crust, high heat roasting and barbecue smoking. No matter how you're spending your time outdoors, bring the indoors outdoors with Ninja. Get ready to cheer. Just like Liberty supports the A-Leagues, they're on your team too. Whether you're planning a holiday or buying a new home, they can provide the assistance you need to keep your free thinking goals. Liberty, loans for free thinkers.
Half-time here in Perth, 2-0 to Canberra United with the second half moments away. Wellington Phoenix has a massive task to stay in the finals race when competition leaders Melbourne City come calling at Porirua Park. Narlene Masto and Teresa Polias discuss the Knicks' defensive struggles and City's versatility in their preview of tomorrow's match.
After Melbourne City's midweek game wraps up, they're taking on Wellington Phoenix on Sunday afternoon. And Teresa, with the Knicks, it's the same story continuously, really struggling at the moment to convert their dominance in possession and territorial control as well into wins. What do you put that down to?
Yeah, that's basically, their issue at the moment. They've had patches this season where they just can't seem to buy a goal. So that seems to be the case in this sort of patch. And the last thing they need at this point in the season. So they are creating, it's just not going in at the moment.
Olivia Ferguson, however, has been pretty important for them. She's provided the goals when they've needed it. But how do you think she can start to receive a little bit more support from the players around her?
Yeah, Olivia Ferguson's been fantastic this season and she's had great chemistry with Annalie Longo in particular. So it takes time to build chemistry. The Knicks have a young team. They're still learning each other's game and how best to link up on the pitch. So, look, it's a work in progress and hopefully they can keep, the majority of the squad together to continue to build on next season.
And for City, we will have to see how that game against Brisbane pans out. But a big standout has been Taylor Otto from centre-back. She averages the highest pass accuracy in the competition. What do you think makes that centre-back pairing with Rebecca Stock click so well?
You're talking about two of the most experienced players in the league and they're both ball-playing centre-backs, really good on the ball. They're keen to get forward and start attacks for City and they're very tactically aware players, so they complement each other's game. If one player drives forward, the other knows to stay deep and organise the rest defence.
Now, one of the key players as well for Melbourne City is Holly McNamara, and I bring her up again because she really shone in that AFC quarter-final. But it was interesting because it felt like her role was quite versatile. She was shifting from that central striker role onto the left wing. How do you think that can now kind of start a bit of chaos for Wellington?
Yeah, we did see a bit of a shift in her positioning and I think it's great to see and it'll only add to the depth and the options for Melbourne City going forward. So potentially this could open up the door for Mariana Speckmeyer to play more centrally where we know she can really hurt teams as well.
Let's see if she is able to muster up a little bit of drama in this game as well. It's Melbourne City taking on Wellington Phoenix live on Paramount+.
It's Ninja Express time, and in this edition we asked some of Perth Glory stars how they would describe themselves as a footballer.
Oh, Douglas. Taylor Douglas is nipped in here, and she has her second.
I'd describe myself as a footballer, very attacking. I really want to score goals. That's the whole reason why I play the game. The assist, the goal, celebrating with my teammates, yeah.
I would describe myself as a footballer as probably hard-working. I think I can make a good pass, and I think I read the game well.
And the shot from Dalton! Perth Glory breakthrough!
As a footballer, I would say I'm pretty cool, calm and collected on the ball.
Cassidy's delivery, high, dangerous, looping, and just missing the frame of goal.
I would say I bring a lot of energy, bring positivity. I've always got your back as a teammate and just give my best and work hard.
And headed into the back of the net, and it's a first Ninja A-League goal for Gabby Holler.
I'd like to say I have a good goalkeeper presence.
It's come to Kualamu, Grace Kualamu, denied by Dumont.
One of my strengths is high balls, so I like to own my 6-yard box, which is a really good quality to have as a goalkeeper and a footballer. And I think I can predict the play before it happens, so making the save before the save happens.
One-on-one with the keeper, Connors, but Dumont stands tall. One of the best goalkeepers that this league has ever seen in those one-on-one situations.
Half-time at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. Canberra United lead Perth Glory 2-0. If you enjoy your football and you want more A-League's content, this is how you access it.
Hello and welcome to the Isuzu A-League download episode. I don't know what it is.
Let's keep the tension. No, definitely not.
Hello and welcome to Dub Zone. I'm Amy Duggan.
She's the best and most exciting player going around.
And the supporting class of Melbourne City has been outstanding.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Total A-Leagues. I'm Vince Rigari. That's still Tommy Orr. It usually is. And there's usually a lot happening in the A-League, man.
Welcome to the warm-up. Daniel Georgievski's with me. Whooshka through it. Nutmeg himself.
Welcome to the Tactician. I'm Daniel McBreen. Watch his head here. He has a little look there. Who's in the middle? Who's coming for me? I've got time to cross that ball and a good finish.
Yep, it's half-time at the Sam Kerr Football Centre, and the script of this game has gone the way that no one expected. Perth Glory find themselves 2 goals down against Canberra United, with Heyman and Stanich Floody, those 2 women on screen, being the difference makers. Stanich Floody in her 50th game in the A-Leagues, scoring a penalty goal in the first half. And of course, Michelle Heyman, given any opportunity in front of goal, tends to slot them. She was given that. The assist came from Stanich Floody. And here we are at half-time with a half to go at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. It is Perth Glory chasing the game. Canberra United lead 2-0, despite all of the attention and crowd vocals being on the side of the women in purple. Georgia Cassidy came back into the squad last week after dealing with a quad injury for a number of weeks. And of course, Canberra are missing a big star at the back, Liz Anton, who joined Norwegian club Corbleton this week and has immediately relocated to Norway. She's been called upon to join immediately, and that has left some gaps at the back. But Madison Asen on the ball now is going to be filling some of those gaps, as well as Bertolicio and Robers, who's shifted from the midfield where she usually is and playing in that central defensive role. Sarah O'Donoghue with a steal. Nearly collected it on the sideline. If you are just joining us, it is a very vocal game and very physical. Much of the vocality has come from the bench, and that man there has just caught the ball. Antoni Jagerinets, who is desperate to keep finals chances alive for Canberra. It would be his first season. It is his first full season, his first time in the finals as an A-League's head coach. That is what they are chasing. Canberra in 7th, and Perth currently down in 10th place after what was a horror start to their season. They have surged late with back-to-back wins, and they stand just 3 points outside the top 6. The equation for both teams, simple. Win, and you can stay in the race. As we see Darcy Malone go to the turf. And a few of those today as well. Natalie Tatham went off early in the first half with a knee injury that we will keep checking in on, but at this stage she is certainly not making a return to training or to the park at any time soon. It looked like quite a serious knee injury. So the ball goes over the sideline, and it'll be a throw in here for Canberra United. Zog wrapped her leg around Heyman, and Heyman will earn the throw-in for her side. Really tight marking by Perth defence here. Stanich Floody somehow comes out the back with the ball, but it's booted away by Cassidy. Asen steps over it, leaves it for Hayley Taylor-Young. It's quickly taken by Kelly Brown to O'Donoghue. Dalton can't get onto it. Keane at the other end looking for Heyman. Heyman can step around. Now Heyman's taken down. Well, a yellow card is shown to Casey Dumont, and Michelle Heyman has earned herself a penalty kick, the second of the match. First of all, we're going to check that she's okay. This pass by 18 Keane was so perfect. Nothing much Casey Dumont could do. She missed the ball entirely as Heyman took a last-minute touch. The first touch really crucial by Heyman, and that is the experience of a player who leads the history books. All the records, Michelle Heyman, record-breaking, all-time leading goal scorer and appearance maker in A-League women's history. More than 100 goals for Canberra, 7 this season, already 1 in this match, and earns another opportunity for her team here. Looks like Bethany Gordon is going to step up. She's certainly readying for it. Mary Stanage-Floody, who we usually expect to see in this position, already got 1. This would make it a very difficult position to come back from for Perth. So Casey Dumont just been awarded a yellow card. Now has to collect herself in the face of Bethany Gordon. Gordon to make it 3. She sends it over the top. A crucial error, and this is going to keep Perth in the game. Casey Dumont breathes a sigh of relief. Just got underneath it and leant back a little too far. Dumont dived the right way. So the scoreline still 2-0 to Canberra. Plenty of time left for Perth to rally and get back into this game. Previous occasions it's been Perth, it's been Canberra that have been struggling to score. This time the Green Machine with 2 goals in the first half. It's exactly what Antoni Jagerinets wanted the teams to come out and do here today. And Perth Glory, well, Stephen Peters' whole plan was to keep Michelle Heyman contained, and that fell through in about 11 minutes. Here she is again, Michelle Heyman. Out in space, gonna cross it in! And Casey Dumont gets the gloves to it. And this time, defiantly, Stanage-Floody has to duck as it's thrown out, and Casey Dumont's not happy. O'Donoghue, nice spin on the ball, goes back inside through Cassidy, who can thread it out to McKenna. McKenna down the sideline, looking for Wynn. Wynn, the Welsh international, gets tangled up with Bertolicio. Still in a duel, those two. Now Heyman inside for Malone. Good turn. Taylor Young. Now Gordon. Pressure coming from Perth. Wynn putting high pressure on the defence, and of course that is a place to exploit, knowing that Liz Anton, who captained the side 5 times, has left really quickly. Left with 3 days to fill the gaps at the back, Canberra United, after the shock departure. Ball goes forward, and this time Wynn can get onto it. Still moving. Bertolicio gets an important touch. If Perth look like they're playing with desperation, they absolutely are. This game is as good as worth 6 points, given that Canberra are up ahead of them on the ladder and in that 6th place position. 3 points here would put Canberra into 6th. They are currently in 7th, whereas Perth, they can get 3 points somehow. They go right up into the thick of it. They are just 3 points outside the 6th. They would go into equal points with Brisbane Roar, but Brisbane would stay in 6th. They have more wins than Perth at this stage.
No, I didn't. Who is?
Pressure coming on Sally James, has to get rid of it. As we hear Antoni Yagarinets not happy with something going on. Not happy with the calls all day. Grace Johnson moves it through O'Donoghue, gives a little 1-2. And this is out in space now to be crossed in. And Dalton can't get on the end of it.
How's he back here? It's a matter of being here. No. I'll make him. Thank you, please. We had a big problem last year.
James, nearly a mistake. Pounced upon by Perth. They will pounce upon it in the back here.
Good.
Malone out wide to Stanish Floody. Bertolicio. Now Asen, the American defender, came across from the Houston Dash in the National Women's Soccer League. Christopherson. This is good build-up play from Canberra. An important touch in from Grace Johnson. Sends it over the sideline, but it will be a Canberra throw-in. Hayden Keane has been huge in the past couple of weeks, really dominated and established herself as an impressive striker. Very quick-footed. Certainly a key piece next to Michelle Heyman on the turf again. Play on, says the referee. They do. Hayley Taylor-Young chips over the top, but nobody home. Not sure if that was a pass or a shot, but it didn't hit either. Casey Dumont happy to play things out slowly. Canberra have had 5 shots to Perth's 4, and it is Canberra with almost a 50% strike rate. Perth haven't looked too dangerous in terms of their shots and their entries into the box. Chinema. Wainwright loses her footing, gets back up. Oh, could won that one. Cassidy. Both teams think they get the throw in. Perth will win it, and the call from Antoni Yagarinets is continue to fight. There's certainly a lot of fight in this match. Hayden Keane ends up sliding along the turf. It is still a very warm night. I'll add, it is around 30 degrees. Very humid. Hot heads and hot temperatures. Antoni Yagarinets wants that brought back.
Back here, guys. I'm halfway, Kelly. Working halfway. Thank you, Kelly.
So Kelly Brown put in her place, sends it forward now for O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue still fighting for it. Canberra just retreating and being forced down. Perth have gained some momentum here. Kelly Brown Sends one to the knee of a teammate, and it's forced out again by Canberra. O'Donoghue loses her footing. Michelle Heyman called to help out. Reinforcements coming. Turnover. Johnson looking for the chest of Wynn, found it. Had to be dealt with by Asen. Now Grace Johnson. 18 Keeves come back to defend. Kelly Brown, just give her an opportunity and she'll take it. Here's a nice cross and it's going to fall for Perth Glory women. Purple rain at the Sam Kerr Football Centre and Perth draw one back. Well, it was Megan Wynn. It was, in fact, Tian McKenna with the perfect run there. It just got behind every defender out of nowhere, able to send it in through the back post. A beautiful finish. So Tian McKenna, the 19-year-old, set up the first goal last week, was instrumental in the win against Western United. Here she is, a game changer for Perth Glory. There is plenty of life left in this purple machine. And the fortress that is the Sam Kerr Football Centre. Here they go again, Perth Glory still attacking. O'Donoghue had a header, couldn't get it on target. Look on 18 Keane tells the story of the humidity and the heat here in Perth at the moment. O'Donoghue's fallen to the turf here. 18 Keane just stood tall. He sends up at the head of Chinema. He's going to have to work hard to beat Heyman. And Stephen Peters, who is normally very reserved in the coaching box, throws his hands in the air in frustration. Certainly Stephen Peters felt that Michelle Heyman was a little too rough. Nevertheless, play goes on. Heyman boots one out wide, trying to look for Sophia Christopherson. Bertolicio throw in. Christopherson, who's moved up into the attacking area. She was a really good defensive player in the first half. She might have been shuffled forward here. Heyman. Important touch by Dalton. Turns defence into attack for Perth Glory. This is looking nice. Tian McKenna already got one goal. She can run here. Got to use her pace. She has it and now sends it in to Kelly Brown. Brown can't finish. Canberra get a toe to it at the last moment. Great battle with Bertolicio. Taylor Young, with the side of her right boot, denied Kelly Brown. And it looks like the first substitution of the match is going to be made.
What's up here, guys?
So Megan Wynn is coming off, and Lincoln is going to go on. And one of the crowd favourites in Fonsong Cam will also come on as O'Donoghue takes a seat. So a couple of key changes made by Perth Glory. And now more substitutions to be made. Markovski will come on for Canberra.
Replaced by number 17, Leah Markovski.
And Holly Murray will also come on by the looks of things. So Stoppage Flatty comes off after scoring in the first half. Done a power of work through the midfield.
Let's just go. Come on. Come on, let's go.
Told to hustle.
Yep, there you go.
Holly Murray comes on. Stoppage Flatty, an incredible shift for her 50th A-League game. She takes a seat, and it'll be up to Murray to keep Canberra ahead. Here's the cross from the corner. Oh, it's fallen kindly for Perth. No one could get onto it, though. Fonson throws it back in. Desperate defence now for Canberra. McKenna. So there's confirmation of the substitutions being made. Wynn comes off. Both sides with two sets of fresh legs. Nice chip on forward for Wainwright. Brown. The back heel went straight into the face of a Canberra player. Looks like Taylor Young just copped it straight in the head. And that's a stinger. Clever little chip on by Fonson. You could see what she was trying to do. Unfortunately, just straight into the nose of Hayley Taylor Young. Those ones really do sting. Kind of make the eyes burn. She blinks it off, and play will continue. Drop ball for Perth. Brown can chip this in, and it's going to go straight to the hands of Sally James. Well, confusion here reigns. Sally James thought she did nothing wrong. There's going to be a corner kick. She might have just caught it a little too late. A big mistake by Sally James against her old side. Former glory keeper Sally James. Spent last season in Perth.
Here we go!
Here's the cross. Oh, dangerous area. Heyman got a first head to it. A lot of gaps opening up there in front of goals. Fonson Cam, one of the more clever running players, had a really late lead and left gaps open for her teammates to exploit. Very selfless. Now she's going to stand right in between the sticks. Maybe draw them out a bit. Here they go in behind. You could see Fonson Cam made that lead out to create gaps in behind for Kelly Brown. Ball just didn't have the journey on it on that occasion.
Two more goals!
Two more goals is the call from the crowd. That's what Perth Glory have to do to get the 3 points here. Emma Robers is going to have to save this one for her goalkeeper, Sally James. Kelly Brown was bearing down on goals. Robers with a clutch move. Now Fonson Cam. Straight off the bench and into the fray. Dalton. Dalton can't get around the defence. So teams are going to have a drinks break now. It is a very warm one here in Perth, 30 degrees still as the sun sets. And here's a look at some of the highlights of the match so far. If you're just joining us, it's been an exciting one. This was where Michelle Heyman earned the penalty in the second half, and the free kick, penalty kick taken by Gordon was no good. Sailed over the top of the crossbar and kept Perth in this game, and then, well, this kept them in it even more. Assist by Brown to the back post, with McKenna arriving right on time. You can't get much better team goals than that. And in front of the home crowd, exactly what they needed, the Perth Glory. Megan Widd had a couple of chances, set up Kelly Brown for this one, but the crucial save made by Hayley Taylor-Young with the side of her left boot has kept everything pretty close here. It's a one-score game as Canberra lead Perth 2-1 at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. Sun setting on the pitch, a beautiful sunset with purple skies. You have to wonder if the skies are going to be purple at the end of 90. Certainly what the home crowd would love to see. Perth with a late charge at finals, and Canberra desperate to turn around their winless streak. Have not clocked up a W in 6 games, Canberra. So play to restart with just over 20 minutes left in regulation time. Markovski with her first touches, came off the bench. Nice turn by McKenna. Now Perth go charging up the left wing, and this is beautiful by Ella Lincoln, who's come off the bench as well. Fonson-Cam to the chest of Sally James. Well, Fonson-Cam and Sally James would have faced off against each other many a time on the training park. James coming over to Canberra, returning to her hometown this season. Spent a couple of stints at Melbourne City and Perth Glory. She's kept 4 clean sheets this season. Johnson sends one into no man's land. Rober's going to have to go back and collect it. Fonson-Cam's putting pressure on Sally James, who delivers it to Christopherson well. Christopherson beats a crowd and somehow gets taken to the turf. Dispossessed. Cassidy with a clever touch. Hurt her ankle though. Play continues. Taylor-Young slams the brakes on and tries to go through the middle through Holly Murray. Murray's dispossessed by McKenna. McKenna can use her pace. Weaves through traffic. Sent out of danger by Malone. Canberra have won 38 duels to Perth's 32. Many of them won by Hayley Taylor-Young, who is such a dynamic defender. Turns defence into attack on a dime. Johnson. Clever side foot pass to Dalton, who's dispossessed by Asen. Now Michelle Heyman's out in pace. She's going to double up over O'Donoghue. Has to make a turn though. 3 Perth players win the battle against the Matildas striker. Canberra United told to get back. Their coach getting increasingly vocal. And in the background, the sky is turning purple over Sam Kerr Football Centre. Is it a sign? Saturday night under lights, both teams searching for a win, must-win situation in round 21 of the Ninja A-League. Good turn by Zog, who can take the meters left ahead of her. And Fonson Cam caught the ball just outside the box. She's going to turn. The shot, no trouble for Sally James. Another player is hurt. This time it looks like it might be Darcy Malone. Caught on the edge of the box there. Play continued as she went to the ground. And
until the ball goes and we shift and slide. I don't want you hanging out the front line. We'll get picked off like dominoes. Okay, discipline first, then we go forward.
As you can hear, Tony Yagarinets saying exactly what he wants to see from his team. Here's a look at how this occurred. Malone copped one in the head, and you've got to be so careful with those, what we know about concussion in this game as well. Right on the temple, that. So she'll take a little spell on the sideline and probably get checked by the team physio. Good to see her get up of her own power. So play to restart at the hands of Sally James. Long ball into the middle. Aerial ping pong ends up with the ball back at Sally James's feet. I don't know if she can pick that up. Thought it might have been a backward pass. I'm mistaken, and that's gone high into the night sky. Markovski told to push up. Taylor Young to throw this in. Finds Johnson's head. Markovski tries to find Heyman with a defender draped all over her. She stands tall. Dalton with the last touch on it. Taylor Young, long throw into the middle. Looking for Malone. Kicked away. Murray. Rebounds back to her. Nice 1-2 out wide for Markovski, who's got to beat Zog. Finds recent reinforcements through Malone. Malone, step inside. That was too easy, and that's gone straight across the face of goal. Murray headed away. What an opportunity gone begging for Canberra. Taylor Young, they've still got possession though. Markovski. Markovski steps inside. She'll send it back out to Taylor Young. Taylor Young with the cross, and that's booted away by Cassidy in an awkward position, but it's worked out. How did this end up going all the way across the face of goal with no one touching it? The slide was coming in from Canberra, just missed time. Darcy Malone's work along the byline was incredible. Nothing to show for it. Murray. Malone meets the defined feet of Dalton. And they'll still get the throw in though, Canberra. Momentum shift again. Taylor Young finds Markovski. She can bring it down, but she's got Zog on her back, and Kelly Brown heaves it forwards just to get some breathing room. Perth really want to get Fonsong Cam involved at the other end at the moment. They're just trying to smother the attacking momentum that Canberra have found. Johnson. Malone battling alongside Wainwright, Charlie Wainwright. Here's Taylor Young. Looking for Heyman. Found Cassidy instead. Well, that one was a stinger. Cassidy got really too close for comfort as Sophia Christopherson was looking to clear it. And you can take a look at this. She volleyed it down nicely, and Christopherson looked like their feet actually collided as both of them went for the ball. Christopherson also hurting. Get one in the ankle just below the shin pad can really hurt. Certainly on the soft part of the top of the boot. This game not without injuries and not without serious ones. If you are just joining us in the second half, a big loss for Perth Glory was when number 11, Natalie Tatham, went down early in the first half, clutching at her knee, was unable to complete the return to play tests, unable to hop, unable to run. This looks like it's a little less serious for Cassidy and Christopherson, which is good. The two players give each other a high five. It's good to see. And play continues as both teams chase a must-win game. Oh no, and now Kelly Brown is on the ground clutching at her right knee.
I don't want you chasing the ball. I don't want Heyman in that pocket. Deal with that.
Here's how it happened. Oh, gee, this side of the knee, the way that it buckled is not a good sign. Her right knee immediately felt it, Kelly Brown. She is the superstar striker, 5 goals of the season for Glory. And all from her right boot, I would add, which is the one they are checking out right now. So physio has come on to do a few tests. There are some standard tests that you would do if you worry about a knee. And all those of us who have had knee injuries hold our breath. She's the leading scorer for the Perth Glory. She had an illness that kept her out of the match a couple of weeks ago, and she's just been cleared for quite a serious heart condition. She receives a round of applause to go off. Now check the stability of that right knee. It was Kelly Brown who missed a game 2 weeks ago. As we see another substitution being made. Johnson will come on, Folletta will come on, and Johnson will come off. They're checking on the stability of the knee for Kelly Brown. Meanwhile, Zog finds herself in a tangle. There's Brown. Looks like she's going to come on, which is a real relief for all of us. We do not need any more knee injuries in this league. Perth spurred by the return of their striker. Brown gets her first touches. Knee seems to be okay. This one's gone high into a dangerous spot. Can be headed down. Bertolicio's got some work to do against Lincoln. Lincoln, nice footwork. Hasn't earned her any territory though. Crossing ball comes in back to the blender, headed away. Now it's just chaos being thrown back in and out, and Sally James is going to dive on it and end things for a moment. It all got a little bit chaotic there, and everyone was left standing flat-footed. Almost feel as if someone had come in at pace and got a boot to it. It would stun everyone. Play goes on. Just over 5 minutes remain. 3 points on the line. Both teams need them desperately. Finals dreams are still alive for both these teams. Canberra in the driver's seat to take them at the moment. Kelly Brown, can she change the fortunes of Perth? This is a dangerous header. Fonsong can get on. McKenna hits the back of Robers. McKenna's got to control it, and no one there to clean up. In fact, maybe Folletta can. And now a long-range strike over the crossbar and into the night sky. Charlie Wainwright just could not bring it down.
Substitution for Canberra United coming off number 32, Bethany Gordon, replaced by number 7, Janaea Dos Santos.
Well, Janaea Dos Santos could be a game changer. As Bethany Gordon, who missed the penalty strike, comes off. And Janaea Dos Santos, the young Matilda's rising star, comes on. It is so often that we see the youngsters come onto the field and in the dying minutes of a match like this, change the fortunes. It could be Janaea Dos Santos tonight. So Sally James restarts things. Dos Santos, first touches alongside Heyman. Looking good so far. Dispossessed, Wainwright. Perth searching for a goal to get back in here. 1 point would be useful, 3 even better. Markovski meets Folletta. And now Murray. Well, that could have gone either way. I feel like Murray came in late and used her arms, and her certainly a lot of physicality on the replay. There's a pushing match going on. Off cameras, Fonsong Cam and Murray are in a tangle. Now Folletta delivers the cross. It's high. This could go anyone's way. It's headed down. It's bounced off the bar. Off the post for Perth. And somehow stays out of the net. Not over yet. Kelly Brown, Fonsong Cam. Markovski trying to bide some time. Markovski and Fonsong Cam in a tangle. A free kick awarded. It's gone the way of Markovski, much to the dismay of the Perth crowd. Here's a look at the almost chance. Header just off the post there and then booted away right on time. Canberra defence could not have arrived a moment too soon. Here's Asen. Sends one to Christopherson, who's had quite the game. Christopherson working against Shinamar. Being told to step back because Canberra are going to take this free kick. So it's Canberra in the hot seat. 2 minutes of regulation time still to go, and injury time after that. Murray's going to kick this one. Murray, short one to Markovski. He'll play the little 1-2. Markovski's got space, well defended though. At the moment, Ella Lincoln got right in the way. Lincoln, nice play. Just outnumbered at the moment, the Canberra attackers. Headed down, Perth on a break. It's going to be broken up by Robers. And Christopherson the other way. Canberra have not won a game in 6. They can hold Perth out here. They go up into 6th position on the ladder. McKenna's going to do her best to stop that. Chinema. To the night sky, looking for Wainwright. Fonson-Cam gets away with it. Has possession, gave it to Kelly Brown. Taylor Young got in the way. And Taylor Young ends up with the free kick. Despite all of the shirt pulling that was clear to every single Perth Glory fan watching Fonson-Cam run away with the ball. Just before that, Taylor Young did really well to keep her feet here. James restarts things. And Tony Yagarinets won't sit down for the rest of this game. 7 minutes of injury time being added on here. There's been a few injuries and a few different breaks, so still 7 minutes left in the game for Perth to change things. So much can happen in 7 minutes. We've seen it happen so often in this league. Fonson-Cam skies one. It was Izzy Folletta, the woman on screen who came on late in last week's game and won it against the Western Sydney Wanderers. Yagarinets wants to fight for every single bit of turf, but it was Izzy Folletta who scored the match winner in injury time last weekend for Perth. She's come on late in this game. Can she be the game changer again? Chinema. McKenna has to beat 2, goes outside. Fonson-Cam weaving through traffic. Chinema takes to the sky. Brought down by Brown. Can't control it. Broken up by the Canberra defence. Zog. Dalton. Folletta sends one for Dalton to run onto. Taylor Young gets a touch to it. It's going to be a Canberra throw-in. Folletta can't control it. Canberra get rid of it. This will buy some time and space as the minutes tick down in injury time. Chinema. To the left wing now, McKenna. Scored once this game already. Fonson-Cam runs into Bertolicio. She's on the turf. No whistle yet, whistle now. And a free kick. Well, it did seem like Bertolicio was simply holding her ground. Looked to have possession. Fonson-Cam just met a brick wall. Yeah, it will be a free kick to Canberra. So Wainwright awarded a yellow card after that. Bertolicio to throw in.
4 minutes.
4 minutes left in injury time. McKenna goes up the wing. They're still searching for Fonson-Cam. They know that she has the capability to get on the scoreboard very quickly. Just needs a sniff. Sophia Christopherson does well. Seems like no one can keep their feet in the dewy ground. Markovski. Fancy footwork works out for Heyman. They're happy to take their time, Canberra, as well. They are a goal up in enemy territory, and one of the most difficult enemy territories to come into and win. Stephen Peters with just moments left to maybe eke out a point from this game. Canberra desperate to hold on to the 3. Bertolicio happy to take as long as she needs as a moth tries to distract her under the lights.
Stay switched on, Hayley. Hey, stay switched on. Sally, stay switched on.
Canberra told to focus. Antoni Jagerinets doesn't want to let this one get away. Markovski and Heyman know the drill. They're going to try and keep possession down in their half. But they give it back to Casey Dumont instead, who's going to play quickly out of the back. Zog. Folletta, the game changer last week, can't get past Murray. Awkward bounce, ends up at Murray's foot. Cassidy gets rid of it. Dalton. Dos Santos arrives in time. Murray sends one. It's going to sit for Dos Santos. Cassidy gets there first. Cassidy wins it. And how did she get out into space there? Looks like Perth can counter-attack, even though no one expected it. Here's Chinema. Chinema makes her way all the way up. There's so much acreage ahead of her. She's going to take it. They take it on, Perth. Moments left in this game. It's do or die here. Through traffic, Kelly Brown, stolen away by Hayley Taylor-Young. And Markovski can find the territory at the other end. Well, now it's Antoni Jagerinets who's happy to take his time giving the ball back. Taylor-Young to throw this in. Perth really need possession. Markovski. They're desperate for it, the women in purple. Kelly Brown toes it on to Fonson-Cam, behind the back pass to herself.
7 minutes or 8 minutes? 7. Okay, so there's 52. So 22 seconds.
You heard it, they've got about 30 seconds, Perth. Now Heyman controlling the ball. Zog will pick this up and throw it in. And that's a time waster, just going too far forward. Told to take it back beyond halfway.
Who the fuck wants this?
Who wants it? Says Folletta. They've got no time, they've got to go. Cassidy boots it forward. This is the last ditch attempt. Probably McKenna with the cross, and Sally James is there once more. And there is the full-time whistle. The green machine of Canberra United cranks back into gear, and they clock a massive win on the road when they needed it most. They came out west under pressure, fighting to keep their season alive. Antoni Jagerinets leaves with 3 priceless points. Finals hopes still very much alive. They go into 6th position now, while Perth Glory, well, this is a crushing blow. They had the momentum coming into this match. They had real belief. Just was not enough in front of the home crowd. And Mary Standage-Floody celebrates a win on her 50th A-League game. As we keep eyeing off that knee on Natalie Tatham that saw her head to the injury bench so early in the match. Perth will have to regroup. Natalie Tatham's knee will be looked at. But the full-time score reads Perth Glory 1, Canberra United 2. Here's a look at the highlights throughout the match. Of course, it's been a hot one all afternoon. We've been dealing with humidity. It started in the afternoon sun here at Perth's Football Centre, and Michelle Heyman was given an inch, and you know what happens when that happens. She's going to take a mile, gets the first